Now I'm going to start a new series of ecology and environment notes audios. So let's have the first audio. Ecology as a scientific study of the relationship of the living organism with each other and with their environment. If we talk about environment you can call it the sum total of living, non-living components, influences and events surrounding an organism. Components of environment you can say abiotic and biotic. Abiotic components are energy, radiation, temperature, heat flow, water, atmospheric gases, wind, fire, gravity, topography, soil, geology, substratum. And when we talk about biotic you can count as green plants, non-green plants, decomposers, symbolites, animals, and man. Six main levels of organization of ecology: individual, population, community, ecosystem, then biome, and the last one is biosphere. Individual, living being, ability to act or function independently. Population, you can say group of organism, usually of the same species or occupied defined area in a specific time. Then community, you can say it is not fixed or not rigid. Okay, maybe large or small, major or minor. Major, large size, independent, like tropical evergreen forest of northeast, or dependent in minor you can have dependent, like a mat of lichen on the cow dung. Then ecosystem, biome and biosphere. So when we talk about ecosystem, the fourth one, important one, it is defined as a structural and functional unit of biosphere consisting of community of living beings and a physical environment both interacting and exchanging materials between them. Components are really again biotic and abiotic. I have already explained abiotic and in components like energy we get from sun, rainfall like water, temperature, humidity also counted in it, then atmosphere, nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide and all. Then substratum you can call it as soil, okay, microbes and aquatic etc. Materials, organic or inorganic compounds. Then latitude and altitude, polar, tropical and temperate. When we talk about biotic have primary producers or ultratop, then consumers. Okay, so primary producer, or you can say producers or autotrophs, are self-nourishing green plants, microscopic algae. Then consumers, heterotrophs, or you can say phagotroph trophodes, like undernourished, are dependent on plant or animals for food. Macro consumers are there and micro consumers or saprotrophs are there. So macro consumers like covers, primary consumers or cow or rabbit, then secondary consumer like wolves, and carnivores like lion, and omnivores like man. These are macro consumers. When we talk about micro consumers, we have bacteria, viruses, fungi, zoonotic species, and earthworm. Natural ecosystems are there: terrestrial and aquatic. So terrestrial we can cover forest, grasslands and deserts, and aquatic we cover fresh water, saline water and marine water. Now it's turn to define ecotone. What is ecotone? Ecotone, it is a zone of junction between two or more diverse ecosystems. Niche. What is niche? It is the unique functional role or place of a species in an ecosystem. It is a description of all the biological, physical, and chemical factors that a species needs to survive, stay healthy, and reproduce. Types, you can say habitat niche, food niche, reproductive niche, and physical and chemical niche. Now it's time to understand fifth one, biome. The terrestrial part of biosphere is divisible into enormous regions like biomes. No two biomes are alike. Two important climatic factors are important. These are temperature and precipitation. Names of biome are like tundra, taiga, temperate deciduous forest, then tropical rainforest, savanna, grassland and desert biome. Then aquatic zones, these are not called biomes, like freshwater ecosystem, marine water ecosystem and estuaries. So freshwater ecosystems we have streams, springs, lakes, ponds and some swamps. in marine water in marine ecosystems, water covered by 35 ppt salinity, or you can say ocean water. And estuaries, we can cover coastal bays and river mouths and tidal marshes. Okay, now it's time to understand biosphere. Biosphere, it is a part of the each and where life can exist. Highly integrated and interacting zone comprising of atmosphere air, or you can say hydrosphere water, and lithosphere land, narrow layer around the surface of land, or you can say surface of earth. Biosphere is absent at extremes of north pole and south pole, the highest mountain and deepest ocean. Since existing hostile conditions there do not support life. So we have you can draw one diagram like three circles are there which are interlinking with them. Atmosphere, then lithosphere, and then hydrosphere, and the middle path which covered all these three, that is you can call it biosphere. Now it's time to understand functions of an ecosystem. Ecosystem can be studied under three heads like energy flow, nutrient cycle, and ecological succession or ecosystem development. So you can have a pyramid of energy. You can have one triangle, and at the very bottom of it, you can have 1000 calories, which is producers. Then 100 calories upper one, that is primary consumer. Then 10 calories are remaining when it is done by secondary consumer, and the last, the tertiary consumer, have only 1 calorie. So this is a pyramid of energy. So energy flow, basic forces for metabolic activities, a tropic level of interaction. One autotroph, first autotroph, green plants produces. Second heterotrophs are herbivore primary, carnivore secondary, and carnivore tertiary. Also top carnivorous quaternary consumers. It involves three concepts: food chain, food web, and ecological pyramid. Food chain, we can cover grazing food chain, or dendrous food chain. And food web, you know very well: lizard, grasshopper, and grass, then mouse and a snake, and all these grass is covered by rabbit, and rabbit is stalked by hawk. Then ecological pyramid, which is upright a pyramid in land, and inverted pyramid aquatic ecosystem. So a simple stand, when it is upright, a triangle is there, so you can have the pyramid is on land. And when we talk about aquatic ecosystem, it is inverted pyramid it get. Then a pollutants, especially non-degradable ones, move through the various trophic levels in an ecosystem. Two processes: bioaccumulation and biomagnification. Bioaccumulation refers to how pollutant enter a food chain, and biomagnification refers to the tendency of pollutants to concentrate as they move from one trophic level to the next trophic level. Types of biotic interactions like mutualism, both species benefited, example pollination. Then commensalism, one species benefited and the other is unaffected, like cow dung provides beetles shelter. Okay. Then competition, both species are harmed by interaction. Then predation or parasitism, you can say. Then it one species is benefited and the other was harmed. Then amensalism, one species is harmed and other unaffected, like a large tree shadowed the small plant. And neutralism, no net benefit or no net harm. Biogeochemical cycle. Okay, so nutrient cycle, you have nutrient cycle like very first soil, water and mineral soils are there. Then algae and lichens and green plants and producers. Then it was eaten by consumers. Okay, then it when we do, when it, these are die, then decomposers are there, fungi and bacteria, they decomposition these material and then again it become a soil. So it is somehow a cycle, nutrient cycle. Then gaseous cycle, water cycle, and carbon cycle. Carbon cycle vital for the production of a carbohydrates through photosynthesis by plants. And nitrogen cycle for nitrogen fixation. Hana, okay, that.
In next audio, I will add terrestrial ecosystem. Thank you. Thanks a lot.